Your name, address, birth date, driver's license number, and final 4 digits of your social security number are in the hands of the Department of Justice. And Nebraska's Secretary of State and Attorney General made it happen. Let's take this one from the top. Last year, the DOJ demanded sensitive voter data from nearly every state in the union. More than 30 states refused, citing privacy concerns. The DOJ sued them, and so far, federal judges have ruled in favor of 9 of those states. Despite this, Nebraska Secretary of State Bob Evnen chose to hand over voter data, claiming he'd been advised by State Attorney General Mike Hilgers to do so. Hilgers even represented Evnen when Omaha resident Don Essink and watchdog group Common Cause sued him, challenging the release of all Nebraskans' voter data. A lower court dismissed that lawsuit in February, shortly before Evnen was to release your data, claiming Essink had no legal standing or the right to bring a case to court. Remember that phrase. The plaintiffs immediately appealed to the state Supreme Court and requested emergency relief, since once your data was disclosed, it couldn't be undone. Here's where things get strange. The court denied that emergency relief and punted the appeal to March 31st, knowing Evnen would release the data before then. Then, on June 26th, they struck down the appeal on the grounds that since the data had already been released, it was a moot point. But there's something called a public interest exception in such cases. It means courts can decide to hear a case under certain circumstances after their issue is settled. Nebraska itself says such a case should be heard if it affects the public, if the court's legal guidance on the case helps public officials, and if a similar incident is likely to recur. One look at the rest of the nation's ongoing battle over voter data shows this case meets all 3 conditions. Knowing all that, it's unclear why the state declined to protect your privacy and use the public interest exception, especially since the case qualifies by the state's own admission. Follow Courier Nebraska to stay updated on your elected officials.